Hello. So here is an example of what I do when I do my flipped classroom. I'm going to change the camera here. I'm upside down. So I have my document camera it's hooked to my laptop, and I control everything on my laptop through a software from the document camera. And so I have to open my laptop, I open up the software, I hit record, and then I come and sit down because my chair is not in the same place. So it takes me a little bit of time, but usually whenever I'm going to sit down, I have my notes ready and they're already on the page. And you can see here how my setup is. I don't know if you can see that. It's good. But sometimes I use the camera like this to try to explain, but I really try to keep my face off the camera as much as possible, just because it's kind of awkward when you have to watch yourself on or listen to yourself on a video. And I really don't need to show my face for anything or use my hands, but you totally could if you needed to. If you were trying to demonstrate something, like in science, or show something, a supplemental aid on the board, you could do that. But I just use it for the notes. When I'm teaching a lesson, I have notes I follow. So what I do is in class that day, the day before they need to watch the video that night, I give them the notes. So for instance, we just did this lesson in algebra, and I gave them these notes, but they were blank. So I make them shorter, and I make them be able to fit into their notebooks. So they go ahead and they take those in at the very end of the class period. They're totally blank. So that night, whenever they come in, when they come in to watch the video, all I do is I use the notes and I just go through. Sometimes I flip back to maybe another lesson and I reference that at the beginning. Like I might talk about inequalities and how that ties into the next lesson or something like that. But mainly what I do in my class is you can see my hands, and it's kind of like what you would see on the overhead if you were sitting in the class. And that way I tell them all the time, you can stop it at any point, you can rewind it, you can pause it, you can go do what your mom needs you to do, clean your room, make your bed, eat supper, you could come back, you can re-watch it if you don't understand something. I even have it right now where my comments are enabled so kids can ask questions. I try to answer their questions. If it is an inappropriate comment, I tell them from the beginning that will not be permitted, and they will be disciplined for that. So it's really easy, and I just find that there's only been 2 times I think this year that I've had to completely start a lesson over because I made a mistake in something I did. But other than that, it works out really well. So that's how I do it, and then I just, whenever I'm done, I tell them, have a good night, leave them with a thought or another problem to do for homework and to bring to class tomorrow, and then I just stop the recording. That's it.